In this video, I'll take you with me on a journey to the heart of Middle-earth, to the enchanting village of Hobbiton, nestled in the rolling hills of New Zealand. I'll take you behind the scenes of one of the most iconic film sets ever built, exploring every detail from the lush gardens and cozy hobbit holes to the fascinating stories and secrets from the making of The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies. So, grab your cloak and follow me into the Shire. Hobbiton is located on the North Island of New Zealand, just next to the town of Matamata. In this small town, you'll find a tourist information center decorated like a hobbit house, a welcome to Hobbiton sign where you can take a photo in front of it, and even a restaurant with Gollum perched above the entrance. And about 10 minutes by car from Matamata, hidden away in the rolling hills, you'll find the Shire's Rest, the official starting point for all Hobbiton tours. This is where you can park your car for the duration of your visit. While you wait for your tour to begin, you'll find a cafe, a gift shop, and a cozy area to relax. When your tour time arrives, you'll board a bus that will take you straight into Hobbiton. During the short bus ride, which only lasts a few minutes, I'll tell you a bit more about the farm where the magical set of Hobbiton was built and brought to life. The Hobbiton set is nestled on a 5-hectare plot of the Alexander family sheep and cattle farm. This location was used for both the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies. For the filming of the first trilogy, 39 hobbit holes were built in 1999 using untreated wood and polystyrene, intended to be removed after filming. These hobbit holes were completely empty inside, built not to be lived in, but to give the charming illusion of a real lively village. And this white row of hobbit holes you see here are the remains from the filming of the original trilogy. Originally, the entire set was meant to be completely dismantled, leaving no trace behind. However, bad weather in the region delayed the deconstruction crew. In the meantime, the films were released in cinemas, and fans began demanding to visit the rolling hills where the movies had been shot. As a result, the earliest visits to Hobbiton looked like this, simple white facade standing alone in the landscape. Then, in 2010, 44 hobbit hole facades were rebuilt using permanent materials for the filming of the Hobbit trilogy, and to allow fans to visit the site long after filming had wrapped. And these are the sets we visit today. Right after the bus drops you off, you'll walk past the Hobbiton sign, and just beyond that, you'll arrive at Gandalf's Cutting, the iconic spot where Gandalf first appears with that legendary view over Hobbiton in the opening of The Lord of the Rings. Here's my version of the shot, side by side with the one from the film. This is also where Bilbo, in the first movie of the Hobbit trilogy, runs off shouting, "I'm going on an adventure." During my stay in New Zealand, I got the chance to visit Hobbiton 3 times. The first time, I did the second breakfast tour, which is actually the very first tour of the day. And it's pretty special, because after walking through the movie set, you get to enjoy a really good breakfast in a unique spot. But that's just one option. Hobbiton actually offers a few different types of tours depending on the time of day. I also tried the evening banquet tour, which is the last tour, and it ends with this amazing dinner that really feels like a proper Hobbit feast. Having done both, I can honestly say they're totally worth it. But even just doing the standard tour without a meal is already a magical experience. There's also a new tour in Hobbiton that started in December 2024, where you can learn more about how the movie set was brought to life, how it was built, maintained, and made to feel real. You even get to visit the workshops behind the scenes and see where all the props and details are created. There's also a hearty meal included, served in a fully themed venue. I haven't had the chance to do it myself yet, but it honestly sounds amazing, and I'll definitely be doing it next time I go back. I did the second breakfast tour privately, as my job as a photographer allowed me to take photos for Hobbiton. This gave me the opportunity to enjoy a private tour with a guide early in the morning before any other tours began. The morning light was stunning, perfect for capturing photos and videos. It really added to the immersion into the Shire. It was fantastic. When you step into Hobbiton, you instantly forget you're on a film set. Everything is impeccably maintained, and the attention to detail is amazing, thanks to the dedicated decorators and gardeners always on site. I mean, look at this view. It couldn't be more perfect. Even the smoke rising from the chimneys makes it feel like the hobbits are really living inside. And everywhere you look, there's nothing on the horizon to disrupt the feeling of being in Middle-earth, with no roads or modern structures in sight. And while I'm up here at this viewpoint, I wanted to show you how the view has changed over the past 25 years. With this before and after comparison, my shot on top, you can really see how much the vegetation has grown. And after passing by a few hobbit holes, we finally arrive at Bag End, the home of Bilbo and Frodo Baggins, and the largest, most iconic hobbit hole in all of Hobbiton. In this before and after, You can see they really tried to recreate the original door. Even though Hobbiton was rebuilt for The Hobbit, they matched the design so closely, it's hard to notice any difference. Like the rest of the set, Bag End was only used for exterior shots, with interior scenes filmed in a studio. The oak tree above Bag End is artificial, made for the Hobbit trilogy using steel, expanding foam, fiberglass, and silicone. The amount of detail in this artificial tree is insane. It looks just like a real one. I had the chance to go inside for photos, but there isn't much besides a few set pieces to create the illusion of hallways for the scenes where Bilbo or Frodo enter, filmed from the outside. Regarding the interior of Bag End, it was filmed in Wellington at the studios used by the production for the films. They recreated the interior of Bag End in 2 different sizes. A larger size was created so Frodo would appear small inside the house, matching the proper scale for a hobbit. The smaller size was used to film Gandalf, making him appear massive within the same space. Complete with all the furniture and utensils in 2 corresponding sizes, to perfectly replicate the same set in 2 scales. When Frodo and Gandalf shared a scene, the production used forced perspective to accentuate the size difference between them, notably with the help of a moving table synchronized with the camera, which allowed the illusion to be maintained when Frodo served a drink to Gandalf. When forced perspective wasn't used, they filmed Frodo against blue screens and later incorporated him into the scene with Gandalf. Let's get back to our tour of Hobbiton. Right after passing Bag End, we continue our tour by heading a bit further down to a very famous spot, the party field, where Bilbo celebrates his 11th birthday. The daytime scenes showing the hobbits preparing for the party were filmed here, while the evening party scenes were shot in a studio. And when you see this tree, you understand why Peter Jackson fell in love with this land. By the way, did you know that Ian Holm, the actor who played Bilbo, never set foot in Hobbiton during the filming of the movies? All of his scenes were shot in studios. After visiting the party field, we passed by Sam's house with its iconic yellow door, a memorable spot featured in the final scene of The Return of the King. Just next to Sam's house, you'll find 2 fully furnished hobbit holes that you can explore. These 2 hobbit holes are nearly identical, with only a few small differences. During the tour, you'll only be able to visit one of them, so the group you belong to will be split in 2, with half visiting one hole and the other half visiting the other, to give everyone more space to walk around and take photos comfortably. But don't worry, you won't be missing anything, as the 2 hobbit holes are practically the same inside. Once inside, you can sit at the table or lie down in bed, and the cozy atmosphere will make you want to settle in and stay forever. Through the window, you can catch a glimpse of the green dragon in the distance. Once again, the attention to detail is remarkable. There is everything you can expect to find in a hobbit hole, like good food, a warm hearth, all the comforts of home, and much more. After visiting the hobbit hole and taking a good look at all the details, we're now heading towards the mill and the Green Dragon. This is the mill where breakfast is served during the second breakfast tour, a chance to enjoy a proper Hobbit-style meal in an authentic setting. But before we eat, let's cross the bridge and stop by the iconic Green Dragon Inn. The Green Dragon Inn appears several times in the movies, but for both shoots, it was only an exterior set. All the interior scenes of The Lord of the Rings were filmed in Wellington. It wasn't until the end of 2012 that the inn was rebuilt and expanded, with an interior fully themed to resemble what we see in the movies as closely as possible. The atmosphere is very cozy, and during your tour, you can enjoy a drink at the bar. I took advantage of being alone to snap a few photos. Every little detail is so perfect. It's as if Middle-earth has come to life right before your eyes. Soon after, the first group of the day arrived behind us, so I joined them at the mill to enjoy the second breakfast. The breakfast was rich, tasty, and seriously filling. Unless you've got Hobbit-level hunger like Merry or Pippin, this meal should keep you full for quite a while. After the meal, you can take a little more time to wander around before heading back to the parking lot. A few months later, I returned to Hobbiton, this time to experience the evening banquet tour. This tour is truly exceptional because, being the last one of the day, the guides take their time at each stop, allowing you to fully enjoy the sights and giving you more time to take photos than on a standard tour. During this experience, you'll spend the evening at the Green Dragon Inn, and after an absolutely delicious meal, as night falls, you'll have the opportunity to stroll through Hobbiton under a starry sky. It's a unique and truly magical experience. I have to say, by the end, it's genuinely hard not to get emotional. The magic of Hobbiton really gets to you. A little while later, I returned to Hobbiton once again. This time not for a simple visit, but to take part in the Hobbiton Halfling Marathon. Despite the rain, it was fantastic, with many participants dressed up in costumes. The half marathon takes place once a year, around the end of March. You can choose between a half marathon or the 11th run, an 11 kilometers race. You can do both either running or walking. I paid 249 New Zealand dollars for the half marathon, which includes race photos, a medal, and a commemorative beer stein. After a first visit to Hobbiton, we ventured beyond the village, discovering the stunning landscapes of the Shire. We walked through cornfields, just like in the first movie, and climbed several hills before returning to Hobbiton. I even found a filming location from The Return of the King. Subscribe if you want to see it in the upcoming video dedicated to the third film. 1 kilometer before the finish line, you can stop for a drink at the Green Dragon and soak in a bit more of Hobbiton before leaving the village for good and heading toward the finish line. Running the Hobbiton Half Marathon was an incredible experience, from the breathtaking Middle-earth landscapes to the unique atmosphere shared with fellow runners and fans. Every step through the iconic movie sets made the race unforgettable. I hope to have the chance to do it again the next time I visit New Zealand. Before the end of this video, I wanted to share an amazing Airbnb with you. If you're visiting Hobbiton and looking for a place nearby to stay, this one is perfect. Waking up there feels just like being in the Shire. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching this video, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos about The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit filming locations.